RAZA here for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. With me all the way from Canada, making his IFL TV debut, my man Lucas Prince Bahdi. Lucas, how are we doing?
I'm fantastic. Just trying to stay busy during this time with the coronavirus going on, but doing what I can to stay in shape and just relax and use this time for mental focus and stuff like that.
As I mentioned, this is your IFL TV debut. Before we even talk about boxing, let's just talk a little bit about what's going on around the world. I haven't really spoken to many people in Canada, but how is the situation in Canada with this whole coronavirus, and is it completely locked down in Canada as well?
Yeah, basically, like everything's closed other than essential businesses. Like it's no gyms are open. It's basically just the grocery stores and stuff like that. So I mean, the streets are dead. Not many people go. There's people going for walks outside just to get the fresh air. But I mean, as far as going to see your buddies, that's not happening.
I've spoken to a lot of fighters, promoters, coaches over the last couple of weeks, and a lot of them haven't experienced anything like this. You fighters, you don't get paid if you don't fight. You generally do go into lockdown yourself when you go into training camp, but this is completely different, isn't it?
Completely different. It's the opposite of training camp. You're not allowed to go to the gyms. So it's different. I mean, nobody's experienced anything like this. I didn't realize how serious it was until 2-3 weeks ago. But it's definitely taken a toll on a lot of businesses. So it's going to be tough. I hope the economy can recover, fairly quickly from it, and I hope the sports can recover fairly quickly from it because there's nothing going on right now.
How has society reacted in Canada? Have people actually taken it in serious? Like here in the UK, there was a situation where, and there's still situations where people are running to the supermarkets, emptying the shelves. Like toilet paper is like the most in-demand thing right now. I think it's worth more than gold right now. But what's the situation like? What are people like in Canada?
It's basically the same. I mean, grocery stores, there's lineups out the door. Everyone's 6 feet apart. So it's actually funny driving by and you see that. It's like, man, this is nuts. Like, what kind of world are we living in? But yeah, I mean, the grocery stores, they're clearing out quick. Every day they got to restock. Just madness.
You've obviously been a professional for a little while. 9-0, 9 KOs. What initially got you into boxing? Where did it come from?
Just always had that inner fight in me. I've always been a fighter. I mean, I've been an athlete my whole life, playing hockey and soccer and whatever other school sports, but I just always had that inner, like, I don't want to say anger, but that inner fight in me. I was always really competitive, and being a one-on-one sport, it's just you in there. You don't got to rely on teammates. It's very, very competitive that way, right? You're fighting against one guy and that's it. So I always liked fighting as a kid, and that's what I just wanted to learn how to fight, and that's what just got me into boxing. But I haven't been a pro very long. It hasn't even been a year yet. I just been on a steady streak. I was fighting every month, and this put a halt to that. So.
What about your upbringing in terms of, I know your mother's Italian, your father's from Palestine.
Yeah.
You obviously, so you got a mix of both, different cultures, different backgrounds. Were your parents okay with you going into boxing?
My dad, he loved boxing. He loves fighting, right? But my mom wasn't a fan at all. She was, scared. She's not a violent person at all. So she didn't like it. So, but it grew on her. It grew on her because I wasn't getting hurt. I was winning, and I've never been hurt in the ring. Knock on wood. And considering all the deaths that's happened in the last year or so, it's a crazy sport. But as long as you take care of your body and your coaches are there watching out for your best interest, not their best interest. You just got to make sure you get the right people around you.
Nowadays a lot of fighters have different motives for coming in boxing. Some of them just want to become a world champion. Some of them want to make as much money as possible. Some of them want to become legends and leave legacies behind. When you chose boxing, what was the reason behind, and what do you want to leave behind?
I just wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best, and of course, leaving a legacy is huge. They say legends never die. I want to be one of them. I wanted to be the best fighter in the world, and I'm still on that path. So I'm doing what I can to climb the rankings right now. I got 9 fights in 9 months, and that was my goal, was to get 12 fights in the year. But now I'm working on climbing the rankings, getting my rankings up, getting known worldwide. So I'm going to be stepping up in competition and taking on some bigger fights, trying to get some international titles, and go from there.
You come across sometimes fighters that are not patient, and they kind of just want to 6-7 fights. They want to start challenging for big honors. Do you feel like for you it's better that you progress slowly? Sorry, I thought I lost you for a minute. Do you want to just progress slowly and gain that experience, and the world titles and those big fights will eventually come? Or do you have a goal and say, when I get to 15 or 18 fights, I want to be challenging for the best fighters and the titles?
Yeah, I'm in between that. I mean, like, I don't want to, just jump into crazy fights right off the bat, right? Obviously, the business doesn't work that way. I got to earn my way there. So I don't want to be taking my time too much, because, I'm 26 now, and I don't want to be fighting when I'm, 35, 40 years old. Mm-hmm. So I figure that I'll be going on a steady pace, a good steady pace, but not nothing crazy. Like I'm not doing, no world title fights this year, but I want to get there hopefully by the end of next year is my goal.
You're in the lightweight division, is one of the most talked about divisions in the sport. With the welterweight division, the heavyweight division have always been there in the last kind of 10 odd years. But the lightweight right now is very hot, with the likes of Lomachenko, Teofimo, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. It's a stacked division. I recently saw somewhere where you were actually calling out Lomachenko and said you're ready and you would beat Lomachenko now.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, people think I'm crazy for saying that, but I don't know why. I don't know why I sound crazy when, Teofimo Lopez was doing it with 8 fights, 9 fights, just like I was. And I fought at the exact same level that they did in the amateurs. I just came up quicker in the pros because I fought every month to get my numbers up. But, I mean, if you look at that fight now, Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, people are saying, okay, now it's 50-50 fight. Now, if you asked them that a year or two ago, they would laugh at you, and that's the kind of the position I'm in. People are like, oh, nah, but when the time comes, they're going to see, and they're going to say, oh, you know what? Maybe he's got a chance. Maybe he's got a chance. And I'm willing to show everyone that I do. I got to earn my way there. I got to take, step up fights before that comes. But once you see I'm starting to knock out world-class fighters, people are going to change their mind. They're going to say, okay, now we got Teofimo Lopez, we got Lucas Bahdi, we got Vasily Lomachenko, we got Devin Haney. I'm going to be in that mix real soon.
Who would you say out of that crop of fighters that I named, and in the lightweight division, is the standout fighter? Who's the number one in that division for you?
Lucas Prince Bahdi.
Let's take Lucas Prince Bahdi just slightly out for now. The Romanian fighters, the world champions, who would you say is the best?
As a lightweight, at the end of the day, styles make fights. You could put 3 of them in the ring in a tournament. One will beat the other one will beat the other, and that one will beat the other one. So, I mean, this is boxing. This is pro boxing. anything can happen on any given night, especially with 8-ounce gloves. You know, you got a guy like Teofimo Lopez, he can knock you over one punch too, right? So he might knock out Lomachenko. Lomachenko might beat up Devin Haney, but Devin Haney might beat up Lopez. So you just don't know. That's why these fights got to happen. These fights hopefully will happen for the fans, for everyone, because I know everyone wants to see that lightweight tournament, and I'm hoping that I could be in there too.
With Lopez and Lomachenko, we know that fight was done to be made, I think April, May, because of the coronavirus. It's been suspended for now or postponed. Fight will eventually happen. We know Loma wants it. We know Teofimo wants it. But who would you say is favorite for that fight going in?
I mean, to say a favorite, it's really hard to call. I mean, if Lopez really shows up, he's got a chance 100%. I mean, being a puncher like he is, we've already seen Lomachenko on the ground. Who says he's getting up next time? All right. So, I mean, experience-wise, obviously, you got to give it to Lomachenko. The guy's had, 400 amateur fights and WSB fights. He's been in there, so he lives in the ring. So obviously, experience-wise, you got to give him the edge. But at the same time, he's getting older, right? He's not getting any better. And Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, he is getting better. He's peaking. So when the fight happens, if it's end of this year or next year, like I said, the time is not on Lomachenko's hands, or not on his side. The time, he might get old next year. Who knows? But I just never count out the puncher.
Have you sparred any of those top lightweights?
Guys like not any of the world champions yet. I sparred a lot of world-class fighters. I fought a lot of world-class fighters in the amateurs, but no, I haven't sparred any world champions, any names like that. But like I said before, some of the best sparring partners in the world, no one's ever heard of them. So I don't really use that as a guideline to see where you're at, because there's guys in the gym that will beat these world-class fighters in the gym. Under the lights is a total different story.
In terms of your management and promotional setup, what's that looking like at the moment?
Well, Phil LaGreco is my manager. As a promotion, I don't have any. I'm not signed with any promoters right now. I know Phil's talking to all the big promoters right now, so we're gonna see who works best for us in my career. But we're really open to anything right now. Hopefully, when things settle down, I could have my fight here that I had planned in Niagara Falls in my hometown, fight for the title, get a ranking, and then shop around in the States. I want my next fight after my 11th fight, I want that one to be in the States. And you know what? To be honest, I'd love to fight in the UK. You guys are like the biggest boxing fans in the world. They come for the first fight and they stay to the last fight. The shows here, they just come for the last 2 fights. So I would love actually to be in that atmosphere and fight in front of, all those fans that they have in the UK. You guys are crazy out there, about your sports. And I'd love that. I love that. That would really fire me up before a fight.
We know in America you've got Al Heyman and PBC and his roster of fighters. You've got Bob Arum with Top Rank. And then you've got kind of Eddie Hearn, who is on this side of the pond in the UK and also in America as well. So if I said out of those 3, if you had the opportunity to go with somebody based on fighting in the UK and fighting in the States, who would it be?
You know what? I mean, Eddie Hearn, he's one of the top dogs right now. He's one of the best promoters.
Have you got a message for Eddie Hearn if he's watching?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's one of the best in the game as a promoter right now. He's got access to everyone in the world, so there's a lot of opportunity there. And I'd love to work with a guy like that. He's got Devin Haney. So eventually Devin Haney's going to need to be matched up with a real dog. So I could be in that mix 100%. The American side now, you got PBC and Top Rank. I mean, they're top notch too. Obviously, they're the best in the world. But as far as opportunity goes, I mean, like I said, Eddie Hearn, he's got his hands in every pot, and I could be his opportunity to get in the Canadian market. He doesn't have any Canadian stars right now, and maybe I'm this guy.
Do you feel like, though, some fighters and sometimes some promoters hold fights from being made? We saw Gervonta Davis had the opportunity to fight Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer had the opportunity to fight Gervonta Davis, and promoters couldn't make that fight happen. And do you feel like you need to go somewhere where there's enough fighters in that lightweight division or super lightweight for the future, you never know, where it's good for your career as well?
100%. That makes a big difference. I mean, there's obviously a political side to it, like you were mentioning. But yeah, definitely you want to be in that with a promoter that's got lightweights as well, right? So they could build up a super fight. They could make that happen, fight on the same cards. You know how the business works. I mean, that's there's a lot of opportunity when you're with the promoter, and there's a lot of guys in your weight division. It could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. It all depends on obviously the fighter and obviously the promoter on who he's looking to build and what he's got planned in your interest and obviously the other lightweights' interests. So
obviously, it's good to go back to my first point. As a fighter, is it mentally hard? You stuck in the house, no gym, no access, to keep your mind focused on staying ready. So when you do get the green light from the government to say, yes, sports can continue, that you're physically fit and you don't have to wait another 8 to 10 weeks to go into camp and get yourself into shape.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's probably tough for a lot of guys. Me, myself, I'm like incredibly self-motivated. I'm always in the gym no matter what. I just enjoy it. I'm not in the gym right now, but I'm still training. I don't get out of shape. I don't blow up my weight, because if that phone call, if that phone rings at any time, I'm always ready. I don't need 6 to 8 weeks. Just give me a couple weeks, sharpen up my tools, get some good sparring in. I'm ready to go. But yeah, I can imagine that a lot of people are getting discouraged. They don't know when they're fighting. So when you don't have a fight date, it's tough to stay on track. But like I said, me, I got that self motivation, and I'm always ready. I'm always trying to keep my weight at a decent weight, right under 150 is where I aim. That way, I'm not blowing up too heavy, and it's not too much to kill myself. If I do get a phone call, I don't want to miss out I don't want to miss out on any opportunities. So that's why I do that.
Just finally, have you got a message to the boxing fans, to society, to the people of the UK, people of Canada, people wherever they may be, who are suffering, who have had unfortunate deaths in the family and through this virus? Have you got kind of a positive message for everybody listening?
Yeah, it's a crazy time for everybody. People that are sick, people that are businesses are dying. Everyone should just stay positive, because nothing lasts forever. I mean, we're gonna get over this virus pandemic very soon, hopefully. Just stay inside, do your precautions to stay sanitary and stay healthy. But I really feel for a lot of the families and a lot of the businesses out there that are really suffering and taking a hit from this. So I just wish everyone the best, and I hope we get back on track very soon.
Lucas, where can the fans find you? What's your Instagram? What's your Twitter? Do you want to plug it? No numbers, just Instagram and Twitter only, please.
It's at Prince Bahdi, at Prince Bahdi, Bahdi. You can follow me on all my social media.
Lucas, always a pleasure. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. I'm sure we'll definitely catch up with you soon, and maybe even come and see your 10th fight in the Niagara Falls. Wish you and your family nothing but health and safety, and we'll definitely catch up with you.
Thanks so much, Raz. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping I can meet you very soon. So hopefully, things settle down. You come to the falls, and I'll show you around, and I'll get another knockout under my belt.
Absolutely. Lucas Prince Bahdi for IFL TV. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother.